At the end of the second lockdown in July, President Yoweri Museveni announced that government would allocate a 200 billion shilling stimulus package to businesses trying to recover from the effects of COVID-19 lockdowns. Although the president asked the Ministry of Finance to fast-track the allocation, there is still no conclusion on when the disbursement will start, the requirements to process the loans, and on which banks will be able to lend. PSFU's Ssenyondwa says the banks were supposed to foot about 80% of the fund and lend to the affected businesses at a fair interest in terms. However, almost 3 months down the road, the package negotiations are still going on.
You may support the small company and it may not be able to survive. That means you need to have built robust due diligence criteria for them. But most of our SMEs don't really fulfill those robust, and therefore they won't be able to benefit. Now the question is, if they're not going to benefit, then you're not really talking about a stimulus package because they need the money. So that is where the hugest challenge is.
It has been noted that one of the challenges causing the delay is the failure by the business sector to have records of who is registered. For example, the most affected people have no address and lack the requirements to access the package.
There is some money already moving. It's just that the worst affected may not get to it. And yet, remember, you want the worst affected to get some. So, the normal person who has been keeping his books, who has all the tools, if he goes to the bank, he will be able to get it, even now. The challenge is you, the Sodil, you, the Allan enterprise, you, who has not had that capacity. Will you be able to get it as we speak?
The decision to help struggling businesses followed the outcry over governments giving about 500 billion shillings to the Uganda Development Bank to lend out. However, the minimum lending amounts were 100 million shillings. Are there other options for small business owners to access the fund?
But yes, there are ways. You know that Private Microfinance used to do those things. And so, there are some other banks which are having group loans.
As the world marked the Standards Day, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards says they have taken steps to help SMEs, especially those that apply for their certification stamps.
For the mediums, micro, small enterprises, we have reduced it from 800 to 500 now for the entire year for you to get a quality mark. We have also reduced for the large, medium and large enterprises. Initially, they were paying 1.3 million for the entire year. We have also reduced by 300.
The delays and intricacies surrounding the stimulus package for the small and medium enterprises is as a result of the protracted negotiations between government and also the banks. This is because the government really wants to help its people, especially the business people who are affected by COVID-19. But also the banks need to know if they will recover the money after they have doled it out or lent it. This is because most of the businesses that were affected by COVID-19 do not have even an address, and even those who don't have an address or are registered do not have records that the banks can base on before they lend out the money. And also what is playing out right now is almost similar to what happened at the time when government was giving out 100,000 shillings to the COVID-19 affected people that fell in the different categories where government did not know where exactly these people were and even any data to start from. And critics are saying that if the government does not put its house in order, there will be a repeat of such kind of scenarios. Sudhir Yaruhanga, NTV.